Right.
Hello and welcome to the Fish Out of Water podcast. You're here with me, Matheaus, and Isaac. And today we're going to jump into some heavy stuff. A lot has happened with free agency and the draft. Take it away, Isaac. Let's hear it.
All right, before we start, let me just yep. Oh, wait. My bad. Yeah, bro.
Hey, all I'm going to say is I'm paying homage to the real.
Wait. There we go. Look at that. Oh my. Wait, it's freaking. Bro, there's just too many players, bro. Holy moly.
Hey, these are real goats right here. People who stay in their cities and don't build super teams.
Bro.
I'm paying homage right here. Real Laker fans, no. Come on,
Bro.
man.
All right, we'll jump into the free agency thing later. We'll quickly go over the draft, and then we'll talk about this hectic free agency. Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
Great. What a time to be alive. You know what I'm saying? All right, quickly. The Raptors selecting Scotty Barnes with their fourth pick. I completely disagree with that pick. Why would you draft a guy like Scotty Barnes when you have lengthy, athletic wings like Siakam, OG Anunoby, and like someone like Boucher?
It doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense. Should have went with the point guard. Scotty Barnes is such a risky pick.
Jalen Suggs would have been a perfect fit. I don't know why.
I don't know, man. Horrible.
Especially trading Lowry too. You could put him at that starting job with.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
What
you get an athletic like driver and a shooter. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I don't like pick.
That was the whiff of the draft, in my opinion.
One of them. They
missed also just to shout out our podcast here. I think we got a lot of NBA executives listening because all 6 of our sleepers went well ahead of where they were supposed to. We had
That's right.
And Quentin Grimes was at 40. He went 25.
Zaire Williams at 10. I said he was a top 10 pick, and look where he ended up. Number 10 to the Memphis Grizzlies. And Memphis will be one of the teams to look out for next year. I truly believe.
You've been saying that for 2 years, but I will admit, if Zaire Williams is what we think he will be, him with Jaw and Jaren Jackson Jr., that's gonna be scary big 3 in the future.
Anyways, the Warriors with Kuminga, that's an interesting pick. They went with the upside play because Kuminga kind of fell, in my opinion. It's interesting because they don't really have a win now player. Moses Moody, I really don't like at 14 for them.
Really?
I think they really want a guy like Duarte, but I mean, Moody's like I don't know. I don't like Moody personally because I think he's just a 3-and-D guy who can occasionally attack a closeout. It's kind of whatever to me, And then Hornets getting Bouknight at 11. I personally don't like Bouknight. He fell a lot. I don't know what the Kings are doing with getting Davion Mitchell.
I like that pick. I mean, he's
another guard to their 4-man rotation now.
I think the Kings are just trying to hit though. They're just swinging at every upside player, and they're just looking for someone to change the franchise.
Bro, they have De'Aaron, Halliburton, Buddy Hield, which we'll talk about that later, and Davion now, bro.
I mean, they got upside for sure. But I mean, chemistry-wise, it's not going to work.
I don't like the pick.
They're not trying to win games right now. They're just trying to hit on a player.
Yeah.
But I think De'Aaron Fox and Mitchell could be good together for sure. It could work, but I mean,
undersized backcourt has a ceiling, bro. Just look at Portland. I'm just saying, bro. And these guys are even shorter, 6'1". Okay, and then one of the surprises of the draft: Thunder drafting Josh Giddey. To be honest, international players are kind of hard to evaluate, so I don't hate the pick if they really like him. I actually like the Thunder's draft, to be honest.
I'm a fan of just picking overseas players. We know overseas basketball is so much more polished. Look what it did to LaMelo, So I actually think Giddey's a decent pick.
Not bad.
He has the upside. And they just re-signed Shea to a 5-year max, too. 170.
Yeah. And probably the worst pick in the draft. The Spurs drafting Josh freaking Primo, bro. Oh my God, bro.
Not that bad.
This guy was gonna go second round, bro. Maybe second round. What are the Spurs doing drafting him at 12?
I mean,
The
I
value's
agree.
not there. The talent's not there. Nothing is there with this guy. It's just another wing that they drafted. They drafted like 7 wings in the last, and they also we'll get into the Spurs free agency too, which completely they botched it completely.
Sometimes I
But
feel like Popovich is just trying to be Belichick. Like I feel like he always takes the randomest players and tries to mature them, but
dude,
I don't
like
think it works like that.
Keldon Johnson last year. They took Devin Vassell last year. Oh wait, Devin Vassell. I think Keldon Johnson, then
Yeah.
Lonnie Walker.
Yep.
So they have like
Lonnie
9
Walker's not
wings there,
bad.
and they just signed Doug McDermott. I hate what the Spurs are doing with Josh Primo at 12.
I don't know.
No upside play. It's just destined to be bust, in my opinion.
I mean, I think we agree though in the draft, like from 7 to 15 was a little bit no man's land. But I think we saw some teams reach, like Zaire Williams, because you had a lot of upside after 15. But I agree. The Spurs I don't know what they're doing. They have no stars.
Just getting, just basically destining yourself to get another guy like Devin Vassell. I don't think anyone knows who Devin Vassell is, by the way. Apparently, he was like the 10th pick last year.
I think the Spurs are one of those weird teams where they try to build the draft. Like, they don't really hit free agents. They had like Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. Like, they're not one of those markets that like throws money at free agents,
Yeah, but they did this offseason, and I hate all their moves. We'll get into that later.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. The Wizards getting Kispert. Really? Another wing for the Wizards? How many more wings?
He went 5 ahead of where he was projected.
Ridiculous.
But remember, I said Kispert was a win now player, so I don't like the Wizards taking him.
Well, apparently they want to build around Bradley Beal now, which I don't know why that wasn't plan A from the start. But the Wizards, they have the same problem with the Spurs when they have like 7 wings and they just drafted another one.
Yeah.
They got Rui Hachimura, Davis Bertans, Danny Advia, and now on top of that they got Corey Kispert, and I just don't like the pick at all.
Who's they starting at the 5 right now?
I don't. Harrell? I don't know. I actually don't even. Oh, Daniel Gafford. I think it's Daniel Gafford. And they also have Hutchinson. Oh, Thomas Bryant. I forgot.
I'm sorry. The Wizards are not a playoff team still.
Horrendous. They had one of the worst offseasons in my opinion.
I don't know what they're doing.
The Thunder. Oh, sorry. The Rockets actually had an interesting draft. They went with Sengun at 16. Yeah. I think they believe in Sengun, and
I think he can be good.
It's good. It's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely.
And I hate what the Pelicans did. They drafted Trey Murphy. Oh the Pelicans. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They probably had one of the worst offseasons I've ever seen.
Just to go on a tangent, I think the Pelicans might be the worst run, top 5 worst run.
It's top like 2 or 3.
I think the Lonzo move. We'll get to that later.
Oh my goodness. We got to think of. All right, yeah.
What are they doing for Zion? And it's like you got Zion, and Zion's watching people like Trae Young and like Ja do all these things, and then you go and you get him Van Gundy as a coach. Like, what was that move? What are you doing for Zion? Like, it doesn't make sense. Their roster is good.
Van Gundy's not it, bro.
I know, but it's such a dumb hire. And then their draft, I didn't get the Trey Murphy play.
Trey Murphy, Trey man, my boy was right there, man, right there.
Trey man would have been a good thing. They lost Lonzo, and they brought in who'd they bring in? They brought in
Devontae. Wait, who?
Devontae Graham. Yeah,
Devontae
Graham. I don't know.
The Knicks. Oh, sorry. The Hornets traded to get Kai Jones. I'm gonna be honest. Kai Jones not it, guys. This guy is at best Derek Williams. That is bigger. He's a bigger Derek Williams. That's all he is to me. Just because you're long and you're tall and you can shoot a little bit, which I honestly, I think that Kai Jones can't shoot. I don't believe in Kai Jones at all whatsoever. And yeah, so I think that's a terrible pick by the Hornets. And now an interesting one, the Clippers.
Thank you. Let's get to my
Clippers traded up to get Jalen Johnson.
Keon Johnson.
I'm sorry. Keon Johnson.
Most athletic person in the draft. Broke the Vert record. Keon Johnson, man, this guy's upside is off.
Interesting pick.
I am hyped.
Upside play.
Huge upside.
I think the Clippers draft was very interesting because they went with complete upside players. Yep. You're talking about Jason Preston, who I personally hate. I really am not on this guy. I think
got the upside though. I mean, I wasn't a fan, but
the thing I like about him is his passing, but he has no bag. no moves. He does not have a consistent jump shot. I don't like Jason Preston at all, to be
He
honest.
hasn't played that long though. Like, the story with him in the AAU team, like he barely played. He didn't even want to play in college. So, he has the upside to become a great player,
No, I don't think so.
It's an upside play.
Ricky Rubio. Maybe. Ricky Rubio just came off a 38 performance, by the way. 38 point.
Ricky Rubio's good.
And then they also went with BJ Boston, it's an interesting pick because BJ Boston, before he completely sucked in college, was like a top 3 prospect, and he was projected to go 3 or something like that. And going with him is another upside play, which tells me because the Clippers, because they're not going to have draft pick in like the next 9 years or something, they went with upside play over a guy that can win now.
They did. That surprised me too.
What I think might be happening is that Kawhi Leonard might be gone. That's what I'm like. I might look like an idiot for saying this, but Kawhi Leonard might be gone. That's why they're going with young players that cannot win right now, be role players for you right now. Like Keon Johnson, like he has a lot of things to shape out in his game. He's a super athlete. But he's got a lot to. I feel like he's really raw right now. I don't think he's ready to play. I think you can agree with
It's
that.
an interesting take. And I think what's hard about it too is if you look at the Clippers as a whole, if Kawhi gets his supermax, which I think is going to happen, he gets 36 million and he doesn't play a whole year. And then he comes back the next year. And then if he gets that supermax, Reggie Jackson, the most he can make without going over the cap is 10 million. And Reggie, after that last season, he might be looking for a bag. And it begs the question, like, why isn't Reggie re-signed yet?
Yeah. So I think there's some complication going on with Kawhi Leonard.
I think so too. And honestly, as a fan, I'm not happy about it, but it's okay. Like if Kawhi does leave, I think that does open doors. But the upside confused me for sure because.
Well, if Kawhi leaves, you're absolutely cucked for the next 9 years, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Which would make sense why we went all upside. But I also think that.
Yeah, exactly.
I do also think there is a chance that the Clippers knew what the Lakers were doing this offseason, and without Kawhi next year would be taking a year of like developing players, which might be why they drafted.
Yeah, bro.
Put your head back in that camera. Cover up THT. Come on.
Bro, why is it freaking backwards, bro? But that's what we did right there, bro. That's what we did. All right.
THT, bro. Come on.
The Wizards with their 22 pick traded that. So it was the Lakers pick that they traded for in the Westbrook deal, which we'll talk about in a second. And they gave it to the Pacers and they drafted Isaiah Jackson, an absolute raw rim running center. Okay.
If you guys listen to our last podcast, Isaac and I are not fans of centers, especially drafting them.
Especially raw centers that are uncoordinated. Like Jackson Hayes at 8 might be one of the worst picks.
I would take like Mobley and then maybe.
By the way, the Pelicans took Jackson Hayes at 8. Just a reminder.
Yeah. And Jackson Hayes, he's not starting either. I mean, they got Steven Adams in there.
No, they traded for
no, like last year.
Oh yeah, last year makes no sense.
But yeah, now it's Valanciunas. I still don't think they're starting Hayes.
Yeah. And he just got like arrested, so just even more chaos.
Man, Zion's out of there.
Wait, I know. It's not
now.
Dude, he's coming off his rookie contract. He might want to leave. It's
like, look at like the people around Zion. All these young players in the league are doing all these great things, and Zion's just stuck like wasting.
Absolute. Oh my god, dude.
I'm happy Lonzo got out of there, man.
It's so stupid. The Knicks got Quentin Grimes 25. Great pick. I in the last podcast I said he's like Patrick Beverly. I realized that's not really true at all.
He's raw, but he's got a bag. Like he's got skill.
I don't think he's got a bag, but his shot making from 3 and like his contested shots pretty impressive. I don't know exactly comparison for him, but he definitely has more skill than I gave him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
Bones Highland for the Nuggets. I like the pick a lot, actually.
I do too.
The Nuggets are a team to look out for this year. Especially
they made some good free agent moves.
Yeah, for sure. Nets drafting Cam Thomas. That's a steal. I don't know why he wasn't picked before. Like, okay, even the Pelicans can use a guy like Cam Thomas, bro. But they went with Trey Murphy, a raw 3-and-D player, which has limited upside. Jaden Springer for the Sixers, interesting pick. They really need some sort of shot creation, and They went with you know, a raw defense-oriented point guard. And then Sharp to the Nets, a center. You know, you can use a rim running center for the Nets right now. Not bad.
That late in the draft, it was.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Especially, I still think they have to fill that Jared Allen hole because, I mean, let's be honest, DJ is not what he was.
Yeah, DJ, you know, he kind of sucks at this point.
And I will jump into it later, but shout out Patty Mills, the OG microwave.
The Nets had a pretty good offseason, I feel like, just keeping the team together. Except they lost Jeff Green, which we'll get into. And then I thought Isaiah Todd's an interesting pick for the Wizards. At least they did something right. Oh my goodness. And then like that's kind of it. Jared Butler falling to 40. I think that's very interesting for the Jazz.
Yeah, he fell.
He can be a quality point guard for them. And yeah, there's Kessler Edwards to the Nets. Shout out Pepperdine rep. I think he's the first Pepperdine player in years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it. Very interesting draft. I hate the Spurs. I hate what they did. What are they doing with Josh Primo? I hate the Pelicans. I don't know why they drafted Trey Murphy. I don't know why they're just such a horrible organization. All right. Now let's get into free agency. This is what we want to talk about, right? Now let's first start with the 2022 NBA champs, the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so it was crazy because there was Woj tweeted out that the Lakers were about to get Buddy Hield for Kuzma and Harrell, right? Which is an absolute steal, by the way, because I think Buddy Hield shot like 10 threes a game and made 40%.
Hey, I will admit, Isaac's always hated Trez, but dude, you were riding that Kuz fan train for years, man. How are you gonna jump off him so quick?
Bro, Kuzma is he was literally one of the worst players in the NBA.
I've been saying that, and you've been telling me this guy's good.
He was good last year, bro, but this year he completely like fell off a cliff. He's so inconsistent in his play. But to get Russell Westbrook for the package we gave up is ridiculous. Yeah. The only real valuable player to me that we gave up was Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
I never liked KCP. I always thought he was overrated by you.
I think he's a really good.
He's a shooter who doesn't shoot over 40%. He's like 30.
He shot 40%. What are you talking about?
He shoots like 2 or 3 a game. Every time I watch, I feel like
he shot like 5 or 6 a game last year, bro.
He's also just a set shooter.
No, he's not, bro. He can occasionally come off screens and stuff, bro.
Occasionally come off screens.
No, he can do it, bro. KCP's pretty good. He's pretty good, bro. He can attack a closeout pretty well too. It's just sometimes he does some dumb.
He's a good defender. I'll give you that one. He's got long arms too.
ACP was good. And also the 22 pick, which turned out to be Isaiah Jackson. So I'm not sweating about that. But yeah, like the fact that I think you're looking at a guy giving up someone like Kuzma. I mean, like, yes, he's a wing, and his upside is to be like a 3-and-D kind of wing that can actually like then do a little more than 3-and-D. You know what I mean? Like occasionally create for himself. But man, he was horrendous for the Lakers this past year.
KCP or
Kuzma.
Okay.
I think it's a good opportunity for him to go to Washington. And I swear to God, he still thinks he's a star player. Did you see his post about like he like posted a picture with Bradley Beal or something on Instagram?
If you have a soft spot for Kyle Kuzma, this is the best thing for him. He can go to Washington. The media is small there. He can develop. He's gonna get the ball more. You know.
Yeah,
it's a good for him.
But the fact that the Lakers gave up Harrell, a guy who he was a non-factor in the playoffs this year. Kuzma, who was a negative in the playoffs this year. KCP and the 22 pick was really the only 2 things that I think was tough to give up. And what was the last thing they gave up? Did they give up anything else? Or was that it?
No. It was the 3 players and the 22nd pick. I mean, it's not official yet, but that was the package that was reported.
That's ridiculous. I don't know what the Wizards are thinking.
I think they had to keep Bradley Beal. I guess that made him happy. I don't know.
I really don't think Bradley Beal would be happy with that kind of dude. The Wizards, what they got back for Russell Westbrook, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, KCP, Isaiah Todd. That's it, bro.
I'd say that's fair. I mean, I'm not
That's horrendous. That's a horrendous return, bro.
Yeah.
You know? Um, man, they got Aaron Holiday. I forgot about that. Because I think in the trade for the 22 pick, they traded down to get Isaiah Todd in the second round. They got back Aaron Holiday from the Pacers. So what you're looking at is Kuzma, Isaiah Todd, KCP, Harrell, and Aaron Holiday for Russell Westbrook.
I actually don't think it's that bad.
That's a pretty terrible return.
I mean, no, I mean, you look at the Wizards that haven't been relevant in years. Kuz can develop. Trez is an absolute animal. Like, if he's in a small market like that, Trez is going to put up his numbers. You love KCP. I'm not a fan, but, you know,
I like KCP.
And
Aaron
then
Holiday is a backup point guard at best. Isaiah Todd's an upside play. I think that's a good
that's the haul that Russ deserves.
Dude, 2 years ago, he went for CP3 and 2 first-round picks, bro.
Yeah, Russ is overrated, though. He always has been.
Okay, but to get a return like this is horrendous. Like,
it's not that bad for the Wizards.
It's pretty terrible, bro.
They're going to win more games. Like, it's just the bottom line.
They're not winning more games, bro. What do you?
In the regular season, they will. Trust me.
No, they might. No,
I think Kuz is going to have a pretty big bounce back year.
Why?
Because he's like a young player who likes the ball, and I just think he couldn't handle the pressure of being with.
Bro, by the way, the Lakers have more wings. By the way, I totally forgot. They got Kuzma and KCP and Isaiah Todd at the wing now, so they have 9 wings.
And then Trez is an undersized big too. So you're gonna have Trez and Hachimura. They're like the same size. You know what I mean? It's a weird fit.
Bro, I hate this trade for the Wizards. If this was the best you can get for Russell Westbrook,
probably was.
It's pretty bad. And
I mean,
I'd rather just keep him at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers. As a Laker fan, I don't think we could have done any better in free agency. So outside of Russell Westbrook, we could talk about if it works or not. I think it'll work. If Russell Westbrook doesn't work with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, he'll never work. I think Russell Westbrook is the wild card of the NBA because he actually plays under control and can actually play some half-court offense. I think the Lakers have a real shot at beating the Nets, especially with this right here, bro. Look at this roster, bro. Unbelievable. Okay, we'll start with Carmelo Anthony. Like, I think people are overhyping it a bit. He's still a valuable wing, bro. Like, he's a real key. He can be a good key piece for an offense.
He's just like an old. He can score, and the Lakers
great off ball. He can play off the ball. He can occasionally isolate on mismatches and stuff.
He makes the right passes.
And he's an underrated team defender. Yeah. Keep that in mind. Yeah. The only thing you need in NBA on defense is team defense. You know what I mean? And especially if you have this guy right here, as your rim protector. So, yeah, I love the Melo signing, vet minimum. Dwight Howard's back. He shouldn't have left in the beginning. I don't know why we signed Montrezl Harrell on the mid-level exception over Dwight Howard. Dwight, great backup. He is probably the ideal backup in today's NBA. Rim running center.
I love Dwight.
Can guard the pick and roll decently. And yeah, I mean, Dwight Howard can never go wrong with that. Wayne Ellington, I mean, one of the knockdown shooters in the NBA, cheap shooter. He shot like 42%, I think, on like 7 threes a game.
Man, I have not heard his name since like 2K13 Memphis Grizzlies. Come on.
Bro, he's 2K cheese, bro, first of all. Wayne Ellington.
Everyone's cheese in 2K13.
His release is ridiculous. But Wayne Ellington, cheap contract for a 42% shooter and 7 threes a game. Like, I don't know what, and he's not just a spot up guy. He can actually come off screens and he's really good moving off the ball. Yeah, I'm Wayne Ellington, a great sign up. Trevor Ariza. I mean, I think Ariza was pretty solid for the Heat last year from what I saw. He's still a pretty reliable role player. He can still move laterally pretty decently. He can shoot the three, attack an occasional closeout. He can still attack a closeout.
I really like Trevor Ariza.
Ariza actually might get the starting job, I don't know who's going to start.
I think Ariza would be better fit in the starting lineup because he's not like very ball dominant, and you already have 3 ball dominant
Yeah,
players.
yeah, yeah. I think Melo is
Makes
going to
sense.
come off the bench for sure.
It's kind of like the Batum Marcus Morris thing where they switched them. It makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, Batum and Morris is no, Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, but
No,
I mean,
they're
I think
much better than both of them.
No, definitely not. All right, Kent Bazemore. I don't know what this guy is doing going to the Lakers. He's not going to play, but Kent Bazemore he's still a solid guard. He's about 6'4", consistently shoots a good 3, and he actually has some creation ability. I like Kent Bazemore. He turned down more money because he thought he was going to get a bigger role. In this kind of team, I really don't see him getting a big role, but Kent Bazemore, a solid pickup. And we'll talk about the 2 steals in free agency. First, Malik Monk, Mr. Malik Monk, 23-year-old coming off his best season. Had a couple flashes.
Unbelievable.
Dropping 30 bombs multiple times. And the fact that he signed a veteran minimum is ridiculous. A 23-year-old coming off his best season, off his rookie contract. Wow. I love the move. He's a great secondary option, secondary playmaker. He can play that J.R. Smith role that in Cleveland. I thought J.R. Smith, or even a better version, to be honest. Like, I think he's a better passer than J.R. I think he can close out better than J.R. But when he's pretty, for the vet minimum, like Malik Monk is an absolute steal. He was projected like $8-10 million per year. I don't know how.
That's what he deserves.
I don't know how he just took the minimum like that.
I have an idea.
And then Kendrick Nunn. Oh my, this was the surprise of the day yesterday for me. We used our taxpayer mid-level exception of like $5.9 million on Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn minimum is $10 million per year type of player. Like, right?
Yeah. Kendrick Nunn's great. And you're forgetting
that he's our backup point guard. Oh my goodness. He's a primary handler, in my opinion. He's a primary ball handler, in my opinion. And the fact that we got him for $5 million per year. On top of that, he's going to be our backup point guard. And I love the fit because he can play with Westbrook too, because of how good he is off the ball,
Yeah. You also signed him to
dynamic
a 3-year contract. And I think he can opt out after 2 years. So you have him tied down too. At his age.
He's 26 years old in his prime. He's taking that kind of money.
26. What is he doing?
Steal. Kendrick Nunn is going to be a big contributor. And we brought back the guy, Talen Horton-Tucker. I love the deal, $30 million per year. I mean, it's good to keep one of these young contributors around. He actually might get the starting job.
He might, yeah. But he definitely wouldn't.
Even if he doesn't, I think he'll be a valuable contributor. The only question to his game is like how reliable is a spot up 3-point shot. But as a player, he can attack. Yeah. He can isolate.
He can shot create.
Very good. He can get to the rim very well. His vision is very solid. He's probably got the longest wingspan in terms of his height. He's like a 7'3" wingspan at 6'4", which is ridiculous. His feel for the game is beautiful. Yeah, Horton-Tucker at that deal is amazing. And I just think that the Lakers, this roster in general, this might be talent-wise one of the greatest teams in NBA history on paper. You're talking about a guy in Kent Bazemore who was, starting some games for the Warriors last year, who almost made the playoffs. Like, they lost in the playing tournament, but he's not even going to play. This guy's not even going to play. We still have 3 roster spots remaining. I still think that Dennis Schroeder signing trade is going to happen to get Buddy Hield. And if we get Buddy Hield, I truly believe the Lakers are the greatest team in NBA history on paper. There is no other team that has this much depth, this much talent, and this high-end talent outside of the Lakers. The Warriors can compete, the 2017 Warriors, but in terms of the bench, there's no way. There's no way.
Are you finished?
Yes. I'm very happy.
I am stewing on the inside listening to you just spew all of this randomness. The show starts now, okay?
The show starts now. Huh?
First of all, Russell Westbrook. Though I'm okay, leave the roster part. I'm starting with Russell Westbrook. That was a horrible, horrible move by the Lakers. How
What?
in the world?
What?
How is Russell Westbrook supposed to work with Anthony Davis and LeBron James? Like he said, he's the biggest wild card in history. He's supposed to be some third option. He's the most ball dominant player in the league. Like this.
There are flashes. There are flashes when Westbrook can play winning basketball.
This guy doesn't know how to.
There's no question about that. Last year he was playing winning basketball.
Let me finish. Winning basketball. He's taking turns with Bradley. He's gonna take turns with LeBron James. Come on. This guy is a career. I pulled it up. 42.7% field goal shooter. You think because he takes less shots, he's gonna shoot more?
Okay, the reason why is because his style of play in OKC was really not good for anybody. He was just carrying the team.
And Washington. It's just who he is.
Washington, second half of the season, he was pretty good, bro.
He's pretty good. He's a ball dominant point guard who gets his stats and he plays like this. And somehow he's supposed to work with LeBron and AD. You think LeBron and AD are gonna let Russ like run the offense? And not only that, Russ is supposed to be like the third option, right? And where's the floor spacing? Like,
what do you mean? Where's the floor spacing, bro? What do you mean? Where's the floor spacing, bro?
Let me finish.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No. I said this is just Russell Westbrook. I'm starting with just Russell Westbrook. This is pre all the other moves. Where's the floor spacing between those three superstars? As in, the best shooter is a 6'11" center, and he's 34% from three. It's not like this guy's some superstar. These guys can't shoot. And late in the game, you saw what Andre Drummond did when he clogs the lane for AD. Everyone's going to sag off Russ and just help side AD. And what's AD going to do? Kick out to Russ for a clutch three-point shot? Russ ain't going to hit that. How in the world is these three players supposed to be some magical fit because, like, oh, LeBron's the GOAT and, like, all this stuff? It doesn't work.
Tell me how LeBron won 2 championships, 4 finals appearances with D Wade.
What about D Wade?
D Wade.
Are you comparing D Wade to Russell Westbrook? D Wade's 10 times better than Russell Westbrook.
Okay, I agree.
He's a better passer. He's a better shooter. He can finish.
He's not a better passer. He is not a better passer.
Dude,
and you can argue at that point in D Wade's career, he's not as good as Westbrook is right now.
It worked.
D Wade was starting to regress a lot at that point of his career.
There also wasn't an Anthony Davis piece on that team you have to take into consideration. Chris Bosh was a spot-up shooter who was a 4 guard. Like,
okay,
that roster worked.
We're talking Anthony Davis, Mr. Best defender in NBA history, Mr. Most versatile center I've ever seen in my entire life.
When he's
moves like a guard at 6'11", bro.
Hey, let me ask you, when it comes to the clutch, what does AD do? He moves to the 5 and he gets on the block. When he's on the block, whoever is guarding Russell Westbrook or LeBron, they're all going to close in on AD.
Wait, that is not true. That is not true. He spot up shoots in the clutch sometimes, bro.
Yeah, he does. But
he doesn't just stand in the block.
When he's on the post, and you know it, he's best at the 5 when he's on the post, turnaround fadeaways, hook shots. That's when AD is at his best. Russ is not going to help AD at all.
What do you think, bro?
He's not helping AD with anything. He's clogging it.
He's another dynamic playmaker that the defense has to worry about, bro. It's better than having a guy like George Hill out there who can't really do much for you.
I'd rather have George Hill than Russell Westbrook for the Lakers. Are you kidding me? Dude,
okay, I'm just saying in general. Like, okay, if we didn't get Westbrook, right, who would you rather have on the Lakers?
Oh, here, I got my free agency list right here. So I'm just going to read some free agents who I'm taking over Russell Westbrook for the Lakers. All right. Kawhi. Okay, whatever. Kawhi.
That's not realistic.
Chris Paul. I'm just going down the line. Kyle Lowry.
That's not realistic, bro. That's not
Mike Conley.
That's not realistic, my dog. Wait, you take Mike Conley over Russell Westbrook?
Absolutely, for the Lakers?
What the frick? No, bro. What?
Here's the thing. When you kick out the Russ and you need Russ to hit a shot for you, 43% ain't gonna cut it. He's got to shoot 30 times to even make shots.
Okay, bro.
Dude, Conley will take 10 shots, hit 8, get you 16 points, high percentage player.
Okay, bro. The upside with Conley is not, dude, you're telling me if the Lakers got Conley, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, that you think they have a chance against the Brooklyn Nets?
Yes, way better.
No way, bro. There's no way you actually think that.
Way better.
There's no way. Dude, there's no way you actually think that.
It doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. I cannot see Russell Westbrook, AD.
Bro, there's no way you think Conley, LeBron, and AD
also,
can actually
you have to take into consideration.
There's no way.
What Bron does best offensively is he takes the ball to the hole. How is he going to take the ball to the hole with Russ and AD? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's way too much.
How did he do with D-Wade, bro? How did he do with D-Wade?
It's different. You had Chris Bosh to floor space, and D-Wade and him were wings. And also, they both.
Let's not act like AD is not a stretch
also,
5.
D-Wade's jumper and his mid-range was lethal. Way better than Russell Westbrook.
Who? D-Wade?
D-Wade,
D-Wade's mid-range was not elite though. What
It
are
was
you-
way better than Russell Westbrook.
No, it
Way
wasn't,
better.
bro. What are you talking
So
about?
much
No,
better.
bro.
Dude,
LeBron can make it with non-shooting guards.
just go on YouTube.
Make
Type
it
in
work.
D-Wade highlights. It's like all mid-rangers and a couple
Bro, there's
dunks.
ways to make it work. First of all, Westbrook is one of the greatest cutting point guards in NBA history. You can use him in the short roll. There's so many ways you can use Westbrook. He's not a prototypical point guard.
You're assuming
Just because he doesn't fit
like,
into what normal basketball is doesn't mean
you're assuming he's gonna be under control. He's never been under control, bro.
He has, bro.
The only time he's under control is when
the year they
is
blew
running
the 3-1
offense
lead against the
and
Wizards,
Westbrook's just sitting there.
Warriors. When he was on Oklahoma City, his last year with Kevin Durant. Remember when they were in the Western Conference Finals and they blew 3-1 lead? That was when he was good, bro. That was his last year when I thought he was legit good the entire season, bro.
His last year when you thought he was legit good. What about the next 4?
No, for the entire season. Last year he was good for like half the season on the Rockets.
Okay, but they didn't win games. Russ doesn't win basketball games. It just doesn't work
Russ
like
can
that.
win as your third option. Russ
is not a
LeBron
good
James
third
on the
option.
team. Russell Westbrook can
You
win.
want to know? You want to know what a good third option is? And for my viewers out there,
Oh
just
my
hang
God,
with me,
don't
all
say
right?
it, bro.
Let me tell you what a good third option is.
Don't say it, bro.
55% from the field,
Don't say it, bro.
points per game, 40% from 3.
Don't say it, bro. Please.
Reggie Jackson.
Bro, don't say that, bro.
Damian Lillard.
Take it
He's
back.
a better
Take it back.
third option than Russell
Dude,
Westbrook.
don't take that back, bro. Take that back, bro.
Did you watch basketball last year? You watched
Yes.
basketball.
Reggie Jackson apparently is
50
Damian Lillard. I know. But that is not
55%.
sustainable, my dog. That is not
55%.
sustainable.
If it's sustainable, that is a third option.
That is not
That is a third option.
I will bet on my life that Reggie Jackson will not have a better performance than he did this year in the playoffs, bro.
See, I'm not willing to make that bet because I'm not sure he's going to sustain it. But that is what a third option does. In the clutch, Reggie rose up and he hit every clutch shot. It wasn't Paul George. It wasn't Kawhi. It was Reggie.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Russ is going to do that.
I get what you're saying. But that doesn't mean that Russell Westbrook can't work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just because he doesn't have the capability as like Reggie Jackson's pull-up 3 or whatever. Like, oh wow, Reggie Jackson, wow. It doesn't mean it can't work, bro.
Hey, did you see him in the clutch? He'd score 8 straight points every time it mattered. Third and fourth quarter.
Okay, against who? Who?
Against who? The fully loaded Luka Mavs and the fully loaded
the
Jazz.
Mavs.
Kawhi
All right, the
Leonard.
Mavs. Let's be honest. Is there a single perimeter
And the
defender
Spurs,
that you
and
like on
also
that
not the
team?
Spurs. The Suns choked too. We took them to 6 without our best player and both of our centers because Reggie.
Okay, yeah, the
averaging
Suns
over
suck.
20.
Let's admit it. The Suns don't have perimeter defense, bro.
No, they got perimeter defense. They don't have paint defense. Cam Johnson's a good defender.
No, he's
Chris
not,
Paul
bro.
is
What are
a
you talking
good
about? No, he's
defender.
not, bro.
Cam Johnson's long. He's 6'10" with long arms. He can
He cannot move laterally, bro.
He can
cannot
move on the wing.
And he's a horrendous help side defender, bro.
Jay Crowder is a good wing defender too. That's 3 right there.
Okay. No, he's not, dude. Jay Crowder was never sticking Reggie Jackson, bro. He was on.
Hey, you see
Kawhi.
what Jay Crowder did to your GOAT? You see what he did to your GOAT?
Oh, did you see what my GOAT did to Jay Crowder last year?
Okay,
bro?
yeah. I'm sorry. I hate Jay Crowder. I can't even do that. Yeah, LeBron. I'm not even gonna go there. Let's backtrack. They have perimeter defense. Get that. These are real GOATs. People who stay. I'm gonna get there later.
Bro,
It
what are you
can't work.
what are you
It's
talking
not.
about? What are you talking about? You want a guy who brings in free agents or someone that doesn't? Exactly.
Okay. Now
Like
let me get to the
Kawhi Leonard. Bro,
Let
Kawhi
me
Leonard
finish.
is
Let
the
me finish.
worst. Bro, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. You have to finish what you just said. You have to finish.
Kawhi Leonard is the worst superstar you can build your team around because he will not attract a single free agent.
Oh,
outside
you
of
want to talk
Paul
about
George.
attracting free agents? How about Russell Westbrook? Your praise guy saying, Kawhi, do you want to go to LA with me? And then
Yeah,
Kawhi's
no, bro, that's-
no, Paul George, you want to come with me? That's attracting free agents. What about last year with Marcus?
No, bro. That's a
Surge, come on. The whole Clippers team came for Kawhi Leonard last year. What are you talking
Oh, the
about?
Clippers team is absolute cheeks, bro. What are you talking about?
We were winning the
You
championship
traded for
last
Marcus
year.
Morris and you signed that ridiculous contract.
I'm not mad
You
about that.
traded for Luke Kennard,
Okay, I'm mad
ridiculous
about that.
contract.
I'm mad about that.
Reggie Jackson, no other options. Nick Batum, no other options.
Batum is so good, and Reggie's
Traded for Zubats. What do you mean? You brought in
great
Ibaka
backup
was like the
center.
one guy, and he was like friends with him from Toronto, bro. You did,
Who?
dude. There's no way, dude.
Those are
Kawhi
all
Leonard
free
did not
agents.
attract free agents, bro. He does
You
not
said
attract.
Batum, I think you meant Surge.
Ibaka played in Toronto. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Hey, move your head. Move your head.
Why?
Just go like this. Show the viewers real quick.
What?
I'm taking Batum over every free agent you signed except Russ.
What? No. What do you mean, bro?
You see, Batum is clutch. He's got long arms.
What the
He
frick?
can paint protect.
Bro, what are you?
And also, while you're on the Kawhi Leonard train, let me
Wait,
jump.
every single one. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. You'd rather have.
Yes, I'll take him over Carmelo in a heartbeat.
You'd rather have Kendrick Nunn. You'd rather have him over Kendrick Nunn.
For the Clippers, yes. It depends on the team because the Clippers already have a lot of points.
Okay, in a vacuum.
It depends on the roster because
in a vacuum, obviously, obviously, like you.
Okay, Batum's a really good 3-and-D player, but he's too far away from Kendrick Nunn. I mean, I'd say Kendrick Nunn's more talented, so I'd probably take him before I take Batum.
Thank God you said that. Thank God you came to your senses a little bit. Ariza?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take him over Trevor Ariza. Absolutely. I love Trevor Ariza, but Batum's better.
Move. I don't think Batum can move.
Batum can move. He's got
long arms. No, he can, bro. No, he can't, bro.
Yes, he can.
No way. Also, let's get off. This guy right here is way better than Zubats, bro. Howard?
At the moment, but Zoo last year was coming into his own as a rim protector. He is getting better. He really is.
As a rim protector,
off the bench behind Serge, because Serge
only value as a rim protector is his size. Let's be honest. He's 7'2".
He's getting. Last year he played the whole year because Serge was like hurt. Stupid. At least he opted in. I'm sorry.
That's tough.
But okay, let me get off this. Also, your Kawhi Leonard tangent. Let me give you a stat last year in the playoffs.
Dude, imagine, bro.
Kawhi Leonard is the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to average over 30 points, 60% from the field, and he did it all with jump shots in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard was on one of the greatest playoff runs of all time before Joe Ingles cheese shots his knee and cost us a ring.
I'm not denying that Kawhi Leonard is a bad player. I'm just saying that no one wants to play with Kawhi Leonard, bro.
Did you see the free agents that we got last year? Like right now we're tied.
But what about the free agents this year, bro? What about
Paul George? Russ,
nothing.
Your guy Russ called Kawhi and said, "Can you come team up with me?" What do you mean he doesn't attract people?
He does not attract people, bro. He does not attract. I've never seen a single star player team up with Kawhi Leonard outside of Paul George, bro. Outside of Paul George, there's been no star that actually wants to go to the Clippers, bro.
Star player? You know, Jimmy wanted to be with Kawhi too.
No, he didn't. Kawhi wanted to play with Jimmy, bro. That's different.
No, it was different. But Kawhi wanted LA. Jimmy wanted South Beach. They split. That was another one.
Well, good thing Jimmy wanted.
And Kyrie talked too, but then Kyrie went with KD.
Bro, no, he didn't, bro. Kawhi did. I mean, Kyrie did not want to play.
They took a meeting.
No way, bro. I highly doubt it.
Anyway,
but did it happen, bro? Did it happen? At the end of the day, did it happen? No, it did not happen, bro.
No, because he wanted Paul George. Paul George is better.
And Kyrie? It's close. It's close.
He is better than Kyrie. He's a better defender.
Outside of Paul George, there's been no other star free agents that willingly try to team up with Kawhi Leonard.
Star free agents? Okay, well, outside of Anthony Davis, you got Russ, but Russ wanted Kawhi too. What else?
Or LeBron? Are you kidding me?
None of them are stars. They're good role players, but those aren't.
Wade wanted to play with him. Chris Bosh wanted to play with them.
Oh no, you're talking. I'm talking right now.
Right now?
No. Yeah. That's not what I meant.
Demanded a trade.
It's not.
I don't. You're right. AD literally threw an entire season to go play with LeBron, bro.
No, yeah, you're right. I get that.
Bro,
so let me.
Will anyone do that for Kawhi Leonard?
What?
Will anyone do that for Kawhi Leonard, bro? Will anyone do that for Kawhi Leonard?
Okay, nobody will do that for anyone in the NBA except LeBron James.
Exactly.
Then why'd you say Kawhi's you said 8?
What?
You were like on attracting free agent. You were like Kawhi's 7 or 8.
7 or 8?
That's what you said for attracting free agents.
What do you mean 7 or 8?
You just said that earlier. That's why I got all mad.
No, he's 7 or 8, and all the players, in my opinion.
What? Okay, no. Well, we'll save that for another day. So let me keep going on this Lakers thing because we got really off topic. Thanks to.
I know, bro. That's funny.
So now for you, for the GOAT debate, I'm sorry, I just have to say it. Isaac, that team the Lakers have assembled right there is beautiful because
it's beautiful. I
doubted Russ. I doubted AD. I doubted LeBron. I said this will never work. But the pieces they put around them.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
It's unbelievable. It really is. But you know what? That right there is why LeBron will never be the GOAT. It's just not.
Why? Because you can attract talent.
He needs a super team. He does. He moves. He gets to all these players. And you want to talk about this? Malik Monk? Are you kidding me? A 23-year-old who came off his best season takes a veteran. What 23-year-old is a veteran? What kind of cheese is that? Honestly, that should be vetoed. That should be absolutely vetoed. And Kendrick Nunn, 26, the prime of his career, takes a $5 million contract. And look at this.
Him, bro.
Dwight, I get this is the random signing. And now Buddy Hield wants to come. Are you kidding me? These two guys right here with their rings, These guys stayed in one
Oh,
place, won all their
what?
rings straight up.
Wait,
They helped their.
what?
They didn't need no
Dude,
super team.
no one could beat Kobe and Shaq at all in the NBA. Bro.
Did
No
Kobe
matter-
ever? It doesn't matter. That's LeBron and AD. Why did he need Russ? Why did he need all these guys? Kobe didn't ask for that.
Dude, there's a team called the Brooklyn Nets right now that has Kyrie, Harden, and Kevin
Well,
Durant.
that's why I'm not talking about Kevin Durant as the GOAT.
Oh my.
Dude,
Okay, dude.
LeBron.
All right, so you're telling me this. You're telling me this. If Michael Jordan just had Anthony Davis, they'd beat the Nets.
What? They
You're
could.
saying that LeBron needs. You're saying that LeBron
Yeah,
needs.
they could. They could. Look, I think LeBron and AD have a chance against the Nets
What?
too, which is why if LeBron would have slug it out, like
No,
keep
they
the
don't.
team
No, they
and
don't.
not cheese all this,
They
that
don't.
championship.
If we bring the
becomes
same
valuable.
team from last year against the Nets will beat them in 5 or
And
6.
if you ever talk about LeBron with old heads, they always say the same thing. You got to stay in your town and finish it. Like if he,
Okay, he did, bro. He did.
what?
Okay, and also Cleveland. The fact that he won a championship for the Cavaliers is remarkable.
Well, if LeBron's so elite at attracting
Cleveland
talent,
is a
why didn't
top
he
three
stay in
dysfunctional
Cleveland?
organization.
He could have just stayed in Cleveland and attracted talent. He could have.
Okay, but no one's trying to go to Cleveland, bro. I'm
Well,
sorry.
Kevin Love and Kyrie.
Kyrie was drafted there. He got Kevin Love because
Yeah, he got Kevin
Love
Love, and he got
won
some. Was it Tristan Thompson came too, and then Dellavedova, I
wow,
believe, came too.
great free agent signings. Bro.
Dellavedova went off that 2016 year, though. You can't deny that,
You're talking about Dellavedova, bro.
dude. I'm telling you. So then he goes to the Lakers and pairs with AD, wins the bubble ring. It's about this big. Can't even see it. Okay. And then
Very funny, bro. Very funny.
the next year, he can't. He needs more than Anthony Davis. He's Russell Westbrook and all these guys.
Bro,
You gotta be kidding me, man.
you're missing the
Kobe
reason
would have
why-
never done that.
Bro, you're missing the point, my dog. First of all, Kobe wanted Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony, but that's beside the point, right?
Did he leave?
That's beside the point. What?
He didn't leave though, and he didn't get him.
Yeah, no, they were about to get Chris Paul, and Carmelo Anthony was almost signed with the Lakers, bro.
Almost,
In
yeah.
2014.
But did Kobe pack his bags and move?
No, because the Lakers are a functional organization, bro.
Functional organization.
Yeah,
Let's be real. Hey, who's the real GM of the Lakers? LeBron or Pelinka? Come on.
Okay, bro. If you get a guy like Monk and him to take that little money, it has to be a part of it. Has to be Pelinka, bro.
It's not Pelinka. It's all LeBron.
That's not all LeBron, bro. It's some of it.
Are you, dude? You're telling me you take LeBron off the Lakers? You think Monk and Nunn are signing his team?
No, absolutely not. But that's in general though. No one would take that kind of money unless it's championship contending. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he was able to get talent like that at that low of a price is remarkable in itself. Because I'm sure they wanted to play with LeBron, but to take that little money, that has to be pushed over by Rob Pelinka, bro. Rob Pelinka did get him to sign like nothing, bro. For nothing.
No, LeBron did. Come on.
No, bro, what do you mean, bro?
LeBron's not there. They're not coming. It's just you just admitted it. It's as simple as that.
Okay, it's the same thing for any team though, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Why does LeBron, by the way, why does LeBron get every single one of these kind of guys, bro? It's because he's such an attractive superstar, bro.
He's the face of the NBA.
Yeah, people want to play with LeBron. No one wants to play with Kobe, bro. You know?
Yeah, but Kobe still
No one wants to play with
Kobe still won.
MJ. Nobody wants to play with Kawhi Leonard, bro. Yeah. No one wants to play with Kawhi Leonard, bro.
People do want to play with Kawhi, not as much as LeBron, but yes, the
Bro.
Clippers have a great roster.
You guys did absolutely nothing in free agency, bro.
Well, we can't do anything. We have no money, thanks to Luke Kennard, bro.
Horrendous signing.
I mean, at least we kept Batum, which made me happy. But I mean,
horrendous signing. Okay, I think we
Batum
talked
was a horrendous signing. What are you talking about?
horrendous. Wait, sorry. Horrendous free agency. Horrendous free agency.
We couldn't actually do anything. But I mean, if Kawhi leaves, then Kawhi leaves.
All right, but at the end of the day, the Lakers are by far the favorites in the West. Let's agree on that.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I'd say let's jump into the second free agency team because I think behind the Lakers right now, the second best team, contingent on Kawhi Leonard not playing, is the Nuggets.
Yeah,
I see them jumping to that 2 seed in the West.
Yeah, so I'm hoping Jamal Murray is back for them. But to get a guy like JaMychal Green back, they got Will Barton back. You know, Matt and I have our opinions of Will Barton, but at the end of the day, he is a positive for your team, I feel like. And get him 16 million per year for 2 years. That's not horrible. Getting a guy like Jeff Green was huge. And I feel like the Nuggets, what they're doing is they're building this team around Jokic with outside of Murray and like Monte Morris. They've got a bunch of like big wings, who can do cuts, shoot threes, and just are very versatile. And I love what they're doing. They can honestly be probably the best offense in the league with these kind of signings.
And it works because you have one of those supernova talents like Jokic who can actually distribute from the block to the wings.
Yeah, I love their pick in the draft, Bones Highland. He's a guy who can come off the bench and immediately contribute. And yeah, I mean, I just love what they did. They got Austin Rivers back. Solid.
He's a good backup.
Second string, third string kind of point guard. And yeah, I think I like what the Nuggets did. Hopefully Jamal Murray's back to at least like 90% of himself. And if he is, I think the Nuggets can seriously contend with these guys. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I think the way they're built together with MPJ coming in, and if MPJ makes a jump too on top of that, man, they're gonna be really scary, dude.
Yep. I mean, does it really matter?
I mean, dude, if MPJ makes that crazy jump, like, it's possible. Like, I think Jamal Murray is better than Russ.
Let's be real here. MPJ is what Laker fans thought Kuz would be.
No, I mean, I think it's more like what Carmelo Anthony is right now. You know what I mean? Like a spot up guy.
I've always said this. I say Carmelo and Marcus Morris, they do the exact same thing. It's spot up threes and turn around mid range. It's the same bag.
Bro, Carmelo Anthony's way more. We're not gonna go into this.
Oh no! At this stage in their careers,
Melo has a way better skill set than Marcus Morris.
They have the same skill set right now. It's literally the same thing.
No, they don't.
Google right now. Google Carmelo tape and you verse it. It's the exact same bag. And not only that, defensively, Marcus Morris is way better and he's faster at the moment. Not prime Melo. I'm talking current Melo.
He's not amazing, bro.
He's a very solid defender.
He's okay. He's okay.
He's very good.
No,
he's not great. He's good.
Bro. No, he's not. He's not very good, bro. He's like okay. He's like average. May is slightly below average. He gets blown by LeBron like every single time I see him guard him, bro. He's literally horrendous. And that's like his whole purpose. He's supposed to guard LeBron. That's the whole purpose of getting him, bro. And he's literally bad at that.
Is that way? I mean, I'm pretty sure was it the last 2 years the Lakers and Clippers were 6-2, right?
Okay, cool. You won. You play Jared Dudley and Quinn Cook, bro. Congrats, bro.
What are you talking about? What about last year's roster? It was a sweep, right? I don't think the Lakers won one.
Yeah, we won 2. What are you talking about?
Not this last year.
Yeah, at the end of the year, we won 1 in the Clippers home, and then we also beat you guys in the bubble opener.
No, not the bubble. I'm talking last year, 2021.
Okay, last year with so many injuries, we're bubble.
You didn't win one.
Okay, congrats, bro. Congrats. You're definitely better than me.
So LeBron, Marcus Morris, I'm just saying.
I don't think, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Ring ceremony, and you're gonna.
Also, we didn't have Kawhi the first game. Remember, Paul George lit you that was it that 35 on your head?
Okay, well, I'm not changing my opinion based on 1 game, buddy, or 2.
How about 4 games?
4 games without LeBron and Anthony Davis, bro.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm so sad. Last year was the year. Like, I'm sorry to the viewers, but I'm gonna let my emotions out. I hate Joe Ingles now. He used to be my favorite player. I really had to injure Kawhi like that.
I love Joe Ingles. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. So I want to move on to. I think we know who our top 2 winners are for the West, but let's get to the East.
Yeah. So
start in Chicago. I think Chicago is an interesting one.
So they got DeRozan, Lonzo, Alex Caruso, and today they got Tony Bradley. All right. Let's talk about Lonzo. I think we can all agree that DeRozan's a great pickup. At about their price, $85 million for 3 years. That's a great pickup. They gave up a first-round pick for him in the sign and trade. So they're really going all in for this team. They gave up 2 first-round picks for Vucevic. Now they got DeRozan for a first-round pick, and I forgot like Satoransky or something.
Though is they have a young big 3 if you take out DeRozan. I mean, Levine, Lonzo, and Vucevic. So it's whatever giving up the picks.
I think DeRozan's a real needle mover for them because they went from like being as good as like the Knicks to I think really contending with the Bucks and the Heat, not the Nets, but they're around it. They have a big four, or really, not really a big four. Lonzo's not really a big four, bro. They have like a solid big three with a okay starting point guard,
I want to
And they got an upside player like Patrick Williams. So it's not horrible.
I really like Caruso too.
And they got Caruso. Yeah, great contract. I'm sad that the Lakers couldn't get him. But Caruso, great backup point guard, great contributor. He's a great intangible kind of guy. And they still got like Kobe White. And they're still rounding out the roster. They got rid of Thaddeus Young though, which is kind of tough because he is one of the better defenders and versatile defenders in the league. But yeah, so to me, I see the Bulls as a top 4 seed in the East right now. I think they're better than the Hawks,
I have them right on 4.
4 or 5, because I think in terms of tiers in the East, it's Nets 1, they're in their own tier, and I think Heat, Bucks are in their own tier, and I really think the Heat are better, but I'm not gonna discredit Giannis. So I will. I'll say that they're in this. I'll say that they're in the same tier.
All right, I want to jump into Lonzo. Personally, I have a soft spot for Lonzo because, he's just been so hyped up and his game hasn't been great. But let me just give you some facts. This man was a 40% free throw shooter. Now he's up at 80, 78%. His 3-ball was horrendous and he shot crossbody. He fixed his jumper and his 3-ball was at 37.8% last year. Lonzo is the opposite of Ben Simmons in the sense that Lonzo has gotten better every single game he's played. And I think a team like the Bulls saw that and they took a risk. So they're saying, let's be real here. They overpaid a little bit. They overpaid. But my soft spot for Lonzo is growing. I really hope he does well. And I think Chicago is the perfect place for him. I think Lonzo can have some of those breakout years and compete with his brother in the East. I love Levine and Vucevic too. Vucevic can shoot, kind of spaces the floor. Let Lonzo do what he does best, which is actually distribute. We all know his passing is amazing. And again, you get off the bench. I loved Kobe White in the draft. He hasn't lived up to what I thought he would be, but he's got upside. You get Kobe White, you put him next to Caruso. And then DeRozan, of course. Like DeRozan, again, is one of those really high IQ, solid mid-range players that I think Lonzo is going to thrive with. So I love this trade for Lonzo. He's getting paid. I think he's working hard, and it makes me happy to see him do better, I guess.
Dude, like it's an overpay for sure.
Yeah.
It's a risk.
Yep.
Lonzo, to me, he has gotten better. There's no question about it. He's a real 3-point threat now. His passing will always be good. But to me, there's such a limit to what he can be because he has no on-ball skill. He has no bag whatsoever. So he's kind of just an off-ball player at his best. He's an elite off-ball player.
I don't know. I could see him getting better.
There's been flashes, but he's literally one of the worst rim finishers in the league. He has no layup package or no floater game, or consistent at least. He's not good at getting to the rim. He's one of the worst at getting to the line. So he's not really aggressive when he gets. So
he needs to be more aggressive.
I think Lonzo, he's like definitely one of the more unique talents in the league because he's such a great passer, now becoming a pretty solid 3-point shooter. And he's an all-around great team defender. But
he's a good on-ball defender too. I'd give him credit.
Yeah.
I like him as
he's decent. But like $22 million per year, that's around where he's getting paid. I want a guy who can get their own shot, a guy who's gonna really build my team, a real third option. But I really don't think Lonzo's that. But at the end of the day, even though they were paid, it did make them better.
Yep. I love the fit. I really think it's the best thing for Lonzo.
Yeah, the Bulls really are looking intriguing. And honestly, their wild card to me is Lonzo and also Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams was he's the 4th pick from last year. I don't know if anyone knows him, but like he's an intriguing prospect. He's shown a lot of upside, but he's still very raw.
He's not polished.
But if he puts it together, which he's shown that he can, I think the Bulls can really make a good run against like the Heat, the Bucks, maybe even take like I don't know if they face the Nets, maybe take them like what 5-6 games. Yeah, I like what they did. They made their team better. They're not just settling, but they gave up their next 3 first-round picks for this team. So, I mean, they're trying to win now. And we'll see what happens with them.
Actually, it makes me happy because I think for so long the East has been so bad. But now, honestly, I'm looking at the East and the West. I think they're pretty close now. Like
No, not even close.
they're closing the gap.
No, trust me, because the Sixers and Celtics are so bad now.
But they still got Tatum. They still got Joel Embiid. The Hawks still got Trae Young. Like there's talent.
Hawks are pretty good.
You got a big 3 in the Nets. You got a big 3 in I guess yeah. I mean we're gonna get to the Heat next because I have some opinions on them. The Bulls are coming up. The Bucks are the same. I like where the East is going. And you also have LaMelo Ball too. He's gonna get better.
Yeah. So I think we can both agree the Bulls definitely got better.
Yeah.
I honestly,
I'm gonna watch their games next year. I don't watch much Bulls games, but I'm definitely gonna watch. It's intriguing.
Yeah, I think they'll be up there. I think DeRozan's a real needle mover for them.
Yeah.
And yeah,
DeRozan kind of just got shadowed by Kawhi because you remember Kawhi was on the come up and they got traded for pretty equal value. And I just feel like DeRozan got lost in San Antonio, but people forget what he was in Toronto. And he's still that guy.
Yeah. I think DeRozan's a great third option, low end too.
He's right where like I would put. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to like a Chris Middleton.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's where I would put it. Exactly. Maybe even better. I think he might be slightly better than Middleton.
I think his IQ is better, but Middleton's like pure shot making. I think.
Yeah. Middleton makes ridiculous like contested shots, but I think DeRozan gets higher percentage shots.
Absolutely, yeah. He's more like Middleton will rise over you and just make it, but DeRozan will get to a spot that he's comfortable and make it.
Yeah, exactly. I think DeRozan is better to me, and he's a better playmaker too. He's a pretty good passer. Underrated.
All right, I want to move on to my favorite team in free agency, which would be the Miami Heat.
Yeah, I love what the Miami Heat did.
I love the Miami Heat this year. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, to get started, Kyle Lowry it's probably Dragic and Achua. Getting a guy like Kyle Lowry this year, he has good 3 years left. I like the contract, $90 million for 3 years.
Yeah, it's fair.
Lowry is a real game changer for the Miami Heat. They're really missing a shot creator outside of
on the Lakers,
especially a guy that can shoot, and he's just a winning player. He makes winning plays.
He has like that winning intangible that Jimmy has, which is why I love him so much.
Yeah, exactly. Great move. Kyle Lowry, there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to work in Miami. They're definitely the second best team, in my opinion, just by getting Lowry.
Yep.
Despite all the other things they did.
And we can't forget they took PJ Tucker from the Bucks, which for me was big because he's one of the on-ball dogs, and the Bucks don't have him anymore. He was the guy who was picking up Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant, and who was it? I think he took Trae Young a little bit, but more John Collins. Like that was
versatile.
PJ Tucker, and now they get him. And what really sold me was I forgot they still have Oladipo.
Yeah, they just signed him to a minimum contract, so
he's still the 2 guard there. Like,
the
Heat are dogs. Like defensively, you're running Jimmy, PJ.
Oladipo. I think Oladipo is gonna miss a lot of the season this year.
I think so too, but it'll be good when he gets back. I have to agree with you though. I love the Heat this year. They're one of those teams. I think if your team isn't together, like you're the Sixers, they'll beat you up. Like that's kind of what they did in the bubble, even though the bubble isn't real. But I would say that the Nets have a tier. I would put the Heat 2, the Bucks 3, and I'd throw the Bulls there at 4 after this free agency.
I would too. Yeah, so the PJ Tucker signing is interesting because the Heat, they play this small ball because Adebayo is a small ball center because of how he moves, how athletic he is, and
he moves so well.
Yeah, and to have PJ Tucker as your backup center, they're just they're selling out they're selling out for the 5-out offense that they're running over there. It's a great fit. He's a dynamic defender. He's very switchable. He can guard posts pretty well. And yeah, I like the signing. They signed Markieff Morris too, who
That's a good
also
one I like. He's one of those like dog defenders. He's not great, but he's a good player off the bench for 10, 12-minute spurts.
Morris to me is like he was valuable when the Lakers needed him, especially against the Rockets in the bubble playoffs last year.
The bubble playoffs, good.
In the but
No,
when
you said it right. You got it.
oh my okay. Anyways, yeah, so when the Rockets, when they ran Westbrook, Harden, and no centers with like PJ, Markieff had to play center for us, and he was an excellent small ball center. And I think that's what the Heat are really going for. They're really going for the small ball. They're going for micro ball, especially when Bam Adebayo is on the bench. They brought back Dwayne Dedman, a solid rim running, occasional 3-point shooting center, a good energy guy. They brought back Duncan Robinson.
Yes, they re-signed Duncan.
Yeah, for a $90 million, a pretty solid deal. Especially because Joe Harris is getting like $25 million per year. But Duncan's a big part of their team, and to bring him back is a big deal.
Yes.
And keep an eye out for this guy named Max Strus, who they just brought back. He didn't play that much last year, but I really like his movement off the ball as a shooter. I really think he could be someone like Ben McLemore when Ben McLemore is going off for the Rockets, like a great cheap shooter who can come off screens and mainly a spot up guy. But I like Max Strus. They brought back Gabe Vincent. Yeah, so like overall, I think the Heat are definitely the second best team in the East. They brought back solid players. The upside's there too with Victor Oladipo. They're praying that Tyler Hero is, back to Tyler Hero. He was horrible last year, but
I think he's gonna bounce back. Hopefully, I don't know, man. He's at the music festival.
Huge for them in their finals run.
In their what?
In their finals run.
In
their finals run.
In the bubble finals run.
In their finals run. In their finals run. Tyler Hero was, man, he was huge for them. He had that crazy like 37-point performance against the Boston Celtics, and that really pushed them over to beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Him, Duncan, and if Oladipo gets back,
yeah, it's a great guard rotation with Kyle Lowry.
And the team, it makes sense. Like I'm looking at the Bulls and the Heat, and they built around a system that it's doable. It's not like this virtual background over here, which is a bunch of randomness. Like these teams make sense, which is what makes that's why I elevate them to 2. And I know Isaac agrees with me.
Yeah. So, and I really think if the Heat can get if Oladipo can be somewhat of himself, I really think they have a shot against.
I hope so. He's so young.
Yeah. They need another game-changing player to me to really contend, but their roster is pretty solid.
I think their roster is fine to win a championship. I wouldn't be surprised if they get past the Nets, but they need
I would be pretty surprised. I think they need another piece, though, for sure.
I think they need.
If they got DeRozan on the mid-level exception.
I'd pick them out of the East. I would
not pick them out of the East, but I would say it's possible to be.
Defensively, they can run. I still have defensive questions, but in today's NBA, let's be real, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but trust, it's not, the Nets are different, bro. I don't know why you don't believe in them as much, but dude, they're by far the best team in the East. Yeah. Now we can move on to some horrendous free agencies. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Honestly, dude, Joel Embiid should retire, waste a year of his career, and come back
to some other team, maybe.
Literally,
Ben Simmons. Let's start with the Ben Simmons thing, all right? It's pretty obvious to me. Ben Simmons cannot play with Embiid.
Nope, absolutely not. They never will, never can.
They don't use Ben Simmons as a guard, first of all, which makes no sense to me.
They don't use Ben Simmons right. They keep trying to they put him in the 4 next to Embiid half the game. I don't know what they're doing.
You're giving the ball to Seth Curry. Don't get me Seth Curry's good, but Ben Simmons missed the number 1 overall pick.
No, it's like having Russ and AD together. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. Totally, bro. But man, Ben Simmons, I would look to trade him, but their asking price for him is I can't believe that they want a James. I think Woj said it.
They asked for
Harden-esque type of return for Ben Simmons.
I think they offered to the Warriors. They asked for Wiseman, Wiggins, and 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous.
Obviously, it was turned down, but yeah.
Yeah, and then they wanted from the Raptors called them about Ben Simmons, and they wanted Lowry, OG Anunoby, Siakam, and the 4th pick for Ben Simmons. They're just not making any moves because of this ridiculous price for him. No team is going to take them seriously with that kind of, price.
See, I would have went to the Warriors if I was the Sixers, and I would have just asked for well, first of all, why do you need Wiseman? Just go get take Wiggins' contract so it works and a couple first rounders, and you this year first rounders because this draft was good, and you can kind of build. Embiid would be happy with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, as a Clippers fan, I really want Ben Simmons, but I know, let's be real. If any team's gonna take Luke Kennard's contract, it's the Sixers and maybe the Pelicans.
No way they're getting Ben Simmons for Luke Kennard and Marcus Morris, bro. I'm sorry.
Dude, I know, but Ben Simmons, if he was on a team like the Clippers with 2 versatile wings, he could be who he is, which is a facilitating point guard with a post game. It works. It's not gonna happen, but
I think Ben Simmons is more than a point. He's more like a small ball 5, in my opinion. I think he's like a Draymond and steroids type of player, But
except for the
3. Ben Simmons being back is not a great sign. And the Sixers' weaknesses last year was shot creation, it's shooting. So you know what they did? They decided to get Andre Drummond. What a disaster. What are they doing? Dwight Howard was so much better for them as a backup center. And you're telling me that Drummond is your backup center. Drummond. Andre Drummond. The guy who made DeAndre Ayton look like Hakeem Olajuwon. The guy who has all the athletic tools to be a defensive monster, but continues to be one of the worst defensive centers in NBA history. The guy who thinks he's a max contract type of player because he grabs rebounds. Yes, he grabs rebounds. That's $100 million, right? Drummond is one of the worst signings I've ever seen, especially because when you have a guy like Embiid, you don't want to get a center like Drummond who is incapable of doing the basic big man stuff, which is rim run and defend the pick and roll. And he's incapable of doing either one.
Man, the more I think about it, it's just I can't disagree with you. Drummond's awful.
What a terrible signing by the Sixers. I don't know why, especially because Drummond and Embiid don't like each other from the beginning. Saw that.
Let's get a big that doesn't fit, doesn't like our superstar, and then let's re-sign the guy who's never going to work with our superstar.
Unbelievable.
They might as well just hire Bruce Brown back. Why not? Oh, also, while I'm on the coaching topic, they also have probably the most overrated coach in the NBA. So.
Yeah. Doc, I told you, bro. Doc Rivers stinks. He does not make adjustments.
I thought Doc was amazing, and then I saw Ty Lue, and I said Doc is terrible.
Bro, Doc Rivers is the coach that never makes adjustments.
No, that's why
not how you win
NBA history and blown 3-1 leads. That's not a fluke.
It's because he does not make adjustments.
No, he doesn't.
He just assumes, he just blames other people because he won a championship because Kevin Garnett carried him to that championship, by the way. Man, I don't know what they brought in Georges Niang. Okay, cool. He played 5 minutes a game for the Nuggets.
Jazz. Every time Niang came in, I was like,
that's pretty tough. They brought in Korkmaz. Korkmaz is nice, but damn, you really want to keep the team together like this. You want this team, no shot creation. Man, you know what's really killing them right now? The Tobias Harris contract. Man,
it's a 185.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. He's getting paid $40 million a year.
Yeah,
in the next 3 years.
Hey, what are you supposed to do with that? That's worse than the Kennard contract. It's close.
It's almost. I don't know what the Sixers are doing. They also did sign Al Horford to that ridiculous contract. They're lucky they got a trade, someone to trade for him. Oh my goodness.
How do you get Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk for $6 million? And then, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're winning the chip, bro.
No, that's why LeBron's not the GOAT, man.
Bro, LeBron's the GOAT because he brings in these kind of players, bro.
No, he needs those players.
Bro, Jordan cannot win. All right, we're getting off. We're getting off topic. But
Jordan can't win unless it's 6 straight championships. And then
okay, he played against like who? John Stockton. Anyways, the Sixers. I don't know what they've done. Drummond in a minimum contract is an absolute L, even on a minimum contract. And you expect him to play backup center, even though he begged the Lakers to start, even though Marc Gasol, Mr. 38-year-old Marc Gasol, old, cannot move at all, is still better than Drummond at 27. And you want him to be your backup? What a disaster. The Sixers, to me, are like the 7th best team in the East. And that's if they're lucky. That's if they're lucky.
No. The Sixers are going to be a higher seed just because they're going to win regular season games. They just do. I'd put them right in 5. I think the Bulls.
Okay. In the East, though, instead of seeding, let's talk about how good they are.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool.
The 7th best team in the East, bro.
Are you taking Boston over them, though?
Yeah, I'm taking Boston over them.
They lost Kemba.
Bro, Kemba was horrendous for them last year. They brought back Al Horford. Okay, we'll talk about Boston now. I think Boston is better than them, but don't get it twisted. They had a horrible free agency too.
They did.
They lost Evan Fournier.
I really like Fournier. I mean, look what he did to our Olympic team.
Yeah, they lost Fournier, right?
He'd be a good fit.
And to replace Fournier, they got Josh Richardson. My lord. Josh Richardson is literally horrendous. This guy is so bad. I don't know how to say it without saying he's so bad. The only valuable thing about Josh Richardson is his free throw shooting, because somehow miraculously he shot 95% from the free throw line. He's so slow, laterally for some reason. I thought in Miami he was such a great defender, but for Dallas he was really, really bad. He shoots some ill-advised shots off the dribble. Especially when Luka's off the court, he shot a lot of pick and roll. He tried to do a bunch of pick and roll stuff, and obviously it failed. Richardson at $12 million per year.
Richardson came off the bench for Dallas, right?
Yeah.
They started Dorian Finney and Hardaway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they brought in Horford. That's a lot of money, but I think Horford is decent. He's still decent. He's
all right.
Semi-versatile, can kind of shoot. He's a good passer. Slower than molasses, but they brought back Enes Kanter. By the way, Kanter has played for the Celtics, Blazers, Celtics. Wait. The Blazers, Celtics, Blazers, Celtics. That's his pattern, by the way.
I actually like Enes Kanter. He's a really skilled offensive.
I don't like it at all because they got Robert Williams, who's a great rim protector. He has great upside as a rim protector and switchable. And to get a guy like Enes Kanter,
I don't know. I don't think Enes is a great rim protector though. He's just offensively skilled.
Yeah, but why would you get Enes Kanter when you want to, kind of put Robert Williams out there? And he was pretty good for them this year. He was one of the only bright spots for them this year.
I personally think their team's panicking because for the last 3 years they've had the rim protection of a sloth. So I feel like they're just trying to sign bigs at this point. That's what I got when I saw the report.
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing. They're so desperate. They're considering bringing back Isaiah Thomas.
I think the Celtics are looking at Reggie Jackson too. I think I read that this morning.
Hey, that's a decent signing that happened.
It's a good signing.
They're also exploring trading Marcus Smart because he's been regressing. Pritchard is all right. But man, and also all their Danny Ainge, what he's done with his first round picks. I mean, to get guys like Romeo Langford. Oh my! To me, they drafted the worst NBA player last year, and that's Aaron Nesmith. They used a lottery pick on Aaron freaking Nesmith, bro. I
don't know though. I was
watching this Aaron Nesmith kid play gives me headaches, bro.
In my opinion, last year's draft was just awful all around.
I mean, they should have traded the pick, but to waste a lottery pick on Aaron Nesmith and Romeo Langford and Carson Edwards. It's not good, bro. It's not good.
I feel like a lot of these teams in the East are just stagnant. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not completely sold in the East. I feel like there's 5 good teams. It's the Nets, the Heat, the Bucks, the Bulls, and also the Hawks. And the Sixers, man, they're 7 to me. I like Jaylen Brown and Tatum more than Embiid, so I'm gonna give the Celtics that, and I'm gonna say that they're better than the Sixers. Yeah, I really don't like what they did.
They got to do something because if I'm Tatum, I'm out of there. Like,
I would consider it.
the roster's just ugly. Like, I don't even know what else to say. For the last 3 years, it's the weirdest roster.
Aaron Nesmith. He's not good at anything, you know.
Do you remember
he can't do anything at an NBA level?
They were starting what's his name at center? The white dude.
Daniel Tice?
Yeah, they had Tice at center. It was like the weirdest lineup. And then they got Tristan.
Tice is not bad. He's not bad, but
he can't rim protect for a team that's trying to go for a championship against, Joel Embiid.
He's like 6'8", bro.
And Giannis. Yeah, no, he is. He's 6'8".
Yeah, bro. The Celtics, man. I'm telling you, bro. Aaron Nesmith might be the worst NBA player right now. Like that actually plays. It's him or Solomon.
That dude on the Bulls. What's Valentine, man?
No. Valentine's better than Nesmith, bro. Nesmith is so bad. You don't.
I can't get over that freaking half court. Pardon my language. That half court shot to win the game with like 50 seconds left.
I know that went viral, but I'm telling you, Denzel is better than Nesmith, bro. Nesmith, I swear to God, he is to me right now. He's the worst NBA player that plays.
Jared Dudley.
No, but Dudley doesn't play. He's more of a mentor kind of guy.
No, Dudley's more of
Aaron Nesmith actually plays, bro. Also, Dudley like low key is better than Nesmith. Like I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like Nesmith is that horrendous.
Yo, I ain't going that far,
bro. Trust me. I watched a couple Celtics games last year.
Dudley writes
was literally, dude. This guy cannot do anything at an NBA level. They played zone, and this guy was playing man once. It was like so embarrassing. He always misses his rotations, bro. He doesn't get anything right. As a lottery pick, he was projected to be like this, like high scorer or something. I don't know why the Celtics drafted Aaron Nesmith instead of trading the pick, bro. You know, they did the same thing with Romeo Langford. Who is Romeo Langford, you asked? They drafted him with their lottery pick 2 years ago, by the way. He's averaging 3 points per game. Wow. Like they're turning their assets into liabilities at this point. Can you get anything for Romeo Langford? I highly doubt it. Can you get anything for Aaron Nesmith?
I'll personally give him Luke Kennard. just take the contract. Just take the contract.
Kennard is playable, bro.
No, Kennard can play. He just can't play defense, and he's making too much money.
Bro, Langford and Nesmith are actually horrible, bro. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent about Nesmith.
Yeah, dude, you're treating him like Kwame or something.
And Kwame is better than Nesmith, in my opinion.
Bro.
All right. And then the last loser we'll talk. Should we go positive, or do you want to talk about another absolute L?
I'll give you discretion.
Okay, we'll go with another L. The New Orleans Pelicans. Oh my goodness. What the?
Can I start?
Yes, go ahead.
All I want to say before you get into the specifics is, and I think the Pelicans are the worst run front office in the NBA. Who's the guy who's with Cleveland and LeBron?
David Griffin.
This guy claimed, he was all like, "Oh, I didn't get to run the team because like LeBron. Now it's like my turn and stuff." This guy is wasting Zion's talent. Like his roster's good. Lonzo wasn't bad, but he was getting better.
There's some talent.
Brandon Ingram was there. I mean, Isaac and I both love Steven Adams as a role player. You had that what's his name? The dude off the bench, something Alexander.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Nickeil Alexander, he can play. Like you got all these pieces, and I'm like, and what do? You hire Van Gundy as a coach to somehow nurture these young players. They hated him. Like at the end of the year, all these reports came out that the team absolutely hated him. Like, what is David Griffin doing? And then he goes into this offseason as a chance to redeem himself. And he just lost Zion, first of all. He's done. But go ahead.
One more year left and Zion's gone. All right. Think about this. The Anthony Davis trade. We're talking best big man in basketball, best generational type of talent. So the return was Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, and 2 first-round picks and like a couple pick swaps. By the way, the pick swaps aren't going to matter now because the Lakers are definitely like they're going to be like one of the best teams in the NBA for the next like 3-4 years anyway because they have Anthony Davis.
No.
There's no way because like in
years, bro, these dinosaurs, they're gonna like.
But they're gonna be better than the Pelicans though, no matter what.
Okay.
So like the Pelicans are always gonna end up higher than them in the lottery and like in the draft than the Lakers in the next 4 years, like right? Probably. Unless LeBron like tears his ACL, but bro, they basically got 2 unprotected first-round picks. And by the way, one of them was the one the Lakers got the 4th overall pick. They traded down to select Jackson Hayes, bro. Jackson Hayes. Oh my goodness. Jackson Hayes and
pick.
Bro. Dude, and the guy Killian, what's his name? Frick. It's like their point guard. They drafted him recently. Someone that can't shoot. Frick, what's his name? Kira Lewis. Horrendous. This is
yeah.
Jackson. They used so what they got back for Anthony Davis. All right. So since they traded Lonzo Ball in the signing trade away, right? They got back Satoransky, a 2nd-round pick, and Garrett Temple. Okay, so what they got for Anthony Davis?
Oh, David Griffin.
All right.
I don't need LeBron.
Thomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, a 2nd-round pick. They're gonna lose Josh Hart, by the way. So they got back Jackson Hayes, Kira Lewis, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Brandon Ingram. That's their return for Anthony Davis. That's what it turned to. I mean, outside of Brandon Ingram, do you like any of those players? Maybe outside of Nickeil Alexander-Walker is good, but like, come on.
I like him. I actually do like him a lot.
Your trade, yeah, I know, because he went off on the Clippers that one game. but
Who won? I don't even know if he won. Hopefully he did.
I don't know either. I remember he was going off though last
year. Yeah, he did. He dropped a 30-piece.
You're telling me for Anthony Davis, all you get is Thomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, Jackson Hayes. Oh my God, Jackson Hayes. And then Brandon Ingram.
You know what? You and we've been saying it forever. Why would you ever draft a big unless it's a generational talent? You wasted your 8th pick on Jackson Hayes.
No. They had the 4th overall pick and they traded down to get Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, but they took him with 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They traded down for 8 and they got Jackson Hayes.
Dude, I don't need to say.
And now they got. Oh my God.
I think we should leave it at that right there. There's nothing more we could say about the Pelicans.
Good move they did was well, this is the thing. The Pelicans were hoping they get Kyle Lowry, and their consolation prize is Devontae Graham.
Devontae Graham. Oh my goodness, it's so bad. Like I don't even.
You're committing to him for 4 years, and oh my goodness.
I'll tell you right now.
This is
Brandon Ingram, he's gone. Zion, he's gone.
Bro.
Zion's family.
Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, sorry, there's one move that completely, I don't know how to say this, like completely confused me. They extended a rookie from last year named D.D. Luzada. I've never heard of this guy. D.D. Luzada. For 4 more years. On a 4-year, they extended D.D. Luzada for 4 more years.
All I know is this guy must have dropped a 50-piece in practice or something.
D.D. Luzada for 4 more years? Well, I think he played like 3 games this year. He played 3 games and averaged 2 points per game and shot 23% from the field.
How much money they give him?
That's unclear. Woj just said that he got a 4-year extension. D.D. Lozada. That's right. D.D. Lozada. Man, the Pelicans, what a horrible organization. I can't believe their return for Anthony Davis is actually even a thing.
All right. Let me change the subject as we wrap this up. So you mentioned earlier that you see Kawhi leaving, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you right now. You put your money on the table. Is he staying? Is he leaving? And if he's leaving, where do you think he's going?
All right. So for me,
Because you made that bold take earlier, so I need you to.
the only option left, the Dallas Mavericks, bro.
That's what I was thinking. Do you think Kawhi would sign and trade them?
I don't know.
Because the Clippers are waiting. I don't think they'd wait if he was signed and trading. We would have splurged in free agency, kind of like the Dallas or the nursery.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Why would we sign and trade with Dallas? You think Porzingis and Paul George is going to do something?
Yeah.
But I was thinking Dallas when you said that because Dallas has not made any moves, and neither of the Clippers.
Yeah. So because the only thing that Dallas did was they traded away Richardson.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And I was looking at the
Traded
Heat.
away, and then they re-signed Hardaway. Yeah. So what might be happening is a sign and trade for Kawhi Leonard for Porzingis. Yeah.
But then why? Oh, I'm sorry. If we took Porzingis' contract and everyone else's
land of the, but it's still possible. I think it's, if I had to bet one thing though, it would be that Kawhi stays. But I think it's possible that the sign and trade for Kristaps Porzingis happens, bro. You know.
Yeah. What about Portland? You see Portland doing anything with Dame?
Yeah.
Or do you think Portland, they just hired Chauncey? Do you think Dame would stay for a year? Or?
I mean, let's talk about their acquisitions. By the way, they lost Carmelo Anthony. Right. Just where is he? There he is. There he is. And so Carmelo Anthony was they re-signed Norman Powell to a pretty decent contract, $90 million for 5 years.
I like Norman Powell.
It's the same team though, bro.
Yeah, but they're gonna be a 5-6 seed. First round exit.
I don't know. Same team, bro.
No.
So Damian Lillard's like, I'm kind of pissed off that we're not in championship contending mode, you know. And you know what the Blazers decided to do? Their big offseason splash. Cody Zeller. They lost Cantor, by the way. And they got Cody Zeller. Ben McLemore. Tony Snell. And by the way, they didn't have a draft pick this year because they traded for Robert Covington.
Dude, Covington sold. Do you remember when he was like a huge free agent in the bubble year? And then everyone's like, "Oh, he's the 3-and-D guy to get." Dude,
now he's like
3-and-D guy's like 35% from three, shooting like 3 a game.
Bro,
Damian, if you're listening, leave, please. Just do it, and don't go to the Knicks like Stephen A. Smith said.
For your own good, Dame. There's no reason you deserve this. You don't deserve this, bro.
You know.
Let me repeat what they did.
Hey, we're gonna clip this for you, just so you can see this. Go for it.
Zeller, Ben McLemore, Tony Snell. That's their acquisitions this offseason.
Dame, you asked for a championship team, and that's what you got. Get out, please. You can do it. We'll love you. Everyone's gonna love you either way. You're a 10 to 12 player, man. Just do it.
But to briefly, because we're gonna wrap up soon, I just want to briefly go over 3 teams. The Spurs. I mean, I don't know what the heck they're doing. They signed Doug McDermott to like a $42 million contract. I like Zach Collins, but why would you sign Zach Collins? They brought in Thaddeus Young, Aminu from the DeRozan trade and a first-round pick, and they brought back Baron Forbes. Just mediocrity. Like the Spurs.
They're the most average team in the league. I see them. They're going to get in the play-in tournament again. They're just going to lose.
I don't know what they're doing.
And
Joshua freaking Primo. Yep. All right. Knicks. They just brought in Kemba Walker.
I don't mind the Knicks, but
Kemba Walker. The Knicks are actually honestly the Knicks. Oh, okay. The Sixers. Okay. This is my ranking for the East now.
Yeah.
It's the Nets, the Heat, the Bucks, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Knicks. The Knicks are pretty good.
I have to say, I actually 100% agree with you, and that's like the first time. That would be my exact list, and I would have.
Yeah.
This is just good. This isn't standings in the East because I think the Sixers are going to be a high seed.
The Sixers are like 7th or 8th best team in the East.
I think the talent wise, I'd go
the-
Sixers, and then I'd put Sixers ahead of Boston, which is I think we differ. I just think the Sixers can get it done.
Not really trust. They're the 8th best team.
I don't know though, because if Tatum gets better, it's close. They're both bad. I don't really care.
Yeah, whatever. They're gonna lose in the first round. So the Knicks got Fournier, overpay for Fournier, in my opinion. They used the cap space on Fournier. I don't like it, but it does help
guards though. It's kind of weird. Like,
it does help them. You know, they have Emmanuel quickly. They brought back Derrick Rose to $43 million a year. That's pretty decent.
They signed one other Kemba. Sorry, so they're running Kemba, D Rose, and then Fournier.
I think D Rose will come off the bench.
So yeah, people are like saying on social media. I was reading, everyone's like, "Oh, D Rose is gonna start." I'm like, no, he's not gonna start. You're gonna start Kemba.
I think Kemba's gonna start.
But do you think Fournier is like coming off the bench, or is he starting at the 2?
I think
Fournier's kind of awkward.
I think Derrick Rose is a 6-man type of guy. To be honest,
You think they're gonna start Fournier at the 2?
Yeah, I think so.
You'd have Randall at the 4, right?
Yeah, RJ at 3, and then their 5 is Mitchell Robinson, I think. So
Yeah. So then you would have they kicked. So you'd have Emmanuel quickly off the bench then too.
yeah, Emmanuel quickly. So they're like
Emmanuel quickly, Fournier, and D Rose. That's a really good 8-man rotation. It's a little small.
they still have Taj Gibson too. They brought back Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks.
I like
contracts, to be
They're
honest.
also good.
$10 year, but they're decent players.
I'm with you. I think they're right there behind where we said Chicago Hawks, right behind the Hawks.
Yeah, they might be good in the regular season though, because they're pretty deep. They just don't really have a star like that, you know.
I also do like their coaching. I think Thibodeau was phenomenal last year.
Yeah, bro. I'm just praying that Thibodeau doesn't like play Kemba like 40 minutes a game, like you know, like he always does that. So like the Knicks, I thought they were decent. I thought the Warriors.
And the Warriors have been confusing me because it's like you have Curry. Curry's in his 30s now. But I feel like without Clay, they've just kept building for the future. And I don't know, like all these rookie assets, is that really the best thing for Steph Curry right now?
Yeah, man. I mean,
it's almost like they're trying to build past Curry, but they would never because.
Yeah, I know, because they took Kuminga, you know, instead of like Franz Wagner. Who can help them out.
Wagner would have been a great fit.
Yeah, you know, so.
And the Wiseman pick was so upsidey.
Wiseman?
So that pick was so upside, you know?
Bro, Wiseman.
They could have had LaMelo. Oh.
Wiseman, that's one of the worst trades in NBA.
Oh, imagine LaMelo with Curry and Clay.
One of the worst trades in NBA history. One of the worst, not trade, one of the worst like picks in NBA history, bro. You could have, this all wouldn't be a problem if you had LaMelo Ball. And you, instead of.
If you guys don't know how we feel, LaMelo, I'm telling you, if I had a kid who was going who was an NBA prospect, dude, send him overseas. Just do it. Like, look at the overseas players. They're so skilled. Like, you're getting Lucas, you're getting Yokes. I'm not counting Giannis. Like LaMelo, you know, there's value in it.
Yeah, but man, taking James Wiseman, especially because Draymond had sent their real lineup, you know.
Yeah, they did. They run that small ball.
And then they also got Otto Porter on a minimum contract. That's a great.
Otto Porter's not bad. Yeah.
And then he's gonna play a lot for them, I feel like. And Bjelica, not bad.
Bjelica's again one of those like more offensively driven bigs. He's a
good,
He's like the Heat last year, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, the Warriors. I don't know. Kuminga, I don't think he's ready to play. Wiseman, oh my god, I've been so like pissed off this podcast because of how bad NBA organizations are run, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting, but it's kind of hard to run a good organization when you got, you know, the phony goat just attracting everyone and creating his.
This is how you run a good organization, buddy. This is how you run a good organization, bro.
Dude, it's a basketball team, not a nursery home. Come on.
Bro, you know your team is good when the only complaint is that it's old.
Oh, that wasn't my only complaint.
Bro, your complaints make no sense.
Yeah, they make perfect sense. Anyways, we gotta wrap this
Anyways,
up.
Nets Lakers finals, Lakers in 4. No, I'm kidding.
All right, no, it's gonna be everyone injured, and then we get some terrible Suns.
Suns Bucks.
Oh, while I'm on that, Chris Paul, 30 million, not bad.
That's not a bad contract. Because
But
I
why
think
would
like
Chris Paul stay? Like, actually, what are you doing? He's like,
I know.
he's literally gonna be that Allen Iverson, like, oh, like John Stockton never won a ring. Woohoo! Like,
No, it sucks, bro. Sucks. You know who will though? You know who will though? That man right there. Right there. Yep.
you know who will?
True. Oh my god. No chance, bro.
That's what you say. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to our second episode. I hope you had some fun. I know we
Yeah,
did.
we definitely had some fun. Yeah.
Stay tuned with our social media. We're going to keep posting updates. The NBA is going crazy. NFL is on the come up. I'm sure we'll dive into some NFL next week. Anything you want to say?
Yeah. So, just to support the channel, support what we're doing, follow us on Instagram at FOOW Podcast on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description. Subscribe, like, whatever, comment. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys.